I am going to do a video on basic trigonometry, right? I think it's a good thing to review trig. So, I am going to review what is called the law. The law of sciences, right? The law of science, right? So, in the law of sciences, we use it for solving trig problems that they don't have a right triangle on it, right? In this case, I don't have a right triangle, I just have a triangle, right? That triangle can be anything, right? As long as this equal to 180 inside, right? So those angles inside here have to sum up to 180, right? So let's do this. Let's say, for example, that we have two angles, right? We have one angle that is 80. That is 80 degrees. We have another angle that is 40 degrees here. Right? So then outside, we have what we call angles outside, like letters representing angles and also letters representing length, right? In other words, if I have A, I have B, and I have Z, capital A, capital B, capital Z, I should have, on the opposite side of this letter, right here, I should have another one that is called lowercase a, lowercase b, and lowercase c, right? So over here we'll have a lowercase c. And of course, when these problems are given to you, they are going to be given to you in the form of they have to give you one length, at least one length, right? And two angles, right? In this case, you will have something like this, right? So you will have, in this case, 20, right? Right? So let's say, for example, that you want to find the next angle of this, right? Because this angle is equal to 180, right? Okay, so let's find the interior angle of that. So let's do that. You can say data new, whatever, you can call it whatever you want, is equal to data new is equal to 180 minus 80 minus 40, right? Which is, in this case, is equal to what? Is equal to 60, correct? So in this case, it's 60. Right? So data new is equal to 60. So in this case, right here, this angle is 60 degrees, right? Now, I need to find the length, right? I need to find the length of this, right? So I have the length B, but I need to find the length A and length C, right? So with that being said, we can set it up like a proportion, right? And remember, the angle of some data, right? Hold on. Okay, can be represented by a trigonometric function like this. So sine of data equal to A over B, right? Or this, or if you're using Pythagoras, you can have this opposite over the hypotenuse, right? Then the angle of that is going to be the inverse of that. So it's going to be the inverse sine of that, of opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, so with that being said, I don't know why I have this here. Okay, never mind. But anyway, so we have that, right? We have that definition. If we need to find the angle, we can also use this technique to find it, right? But in this case, we already have it, right? Which is easy for us to find it because we have two defined angles, right? Now, what can we do in this case, right? So I need to find length A and length C, right? So what I can do here, I need to find, let's say I want to find length A. So what I can do, I can say the following. I can say sine of 40 equal, all right, that over something is going to be over A. I'm looking for A, right? Equal to what? Equal to the number that is on the other side of that, which in this case, we want to use the values given, right? First, right? So what were given to us were 20, right? What a 40, which I am using already, and in this case 20 and 80, right? So in this case, I am trying to find A, right? So I'm going to use 80 sine of 80 over what? Over 20, right? Why? Because 20 is the opposite of this angle. You can see it here, right? And 40 is the opposite of 40. A is in the opposite of A, right? So this little a is in the opposite of that 40-degree angle, which is correspond to capital A. So therefore, I am looking for A, right? So that's why you can actually see that I'm looking for that length right there. So in this case, what I will do is just cross multiply, and I get sine, I get 20 sine of 40 equal something is not right here. Okay. So it's equal to 20 sine of 40 is equal to what? It's equal to A sine of 80, right? Now, what can I do here? Well, now use a calculator, right? So if I do 20 sine of 40, oh, actually, you know what? Let me simplify this first, right? Let me just simplify it first. So, okay, so what I'm looking for A, right? Let me do it step by step, right? So I'm going to divide by sine of 80 on both sides, right? So that cancel, this cancel, and I get sine of 80 in this side, right? Now it should be that A is equal to 20 sine of 40 all over sine of 80, right? And then when I do the math, I get 20 sine of 40, right? That is equal to 12.85 over divided by sine of 80. That is equal to 13.05. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This should be the answer, so. Let me just. Okay, so if I am going to just simplify this so you see it. So technically, so let me just do, just to make it sure that you guys understand what I'm doing. So technically this here, so this here is 0.98, right? 4, which is technically 13.05. Okay, so that is the side, in this case, A. $13.05, right? Now what will be side C, right? Well, again, I know what the angle is on the opposite of C, so I can do the same exact thing, right? So I'm looking for sine of that, right? So I'm looking for the side of the Z, which in this case, the opposite angle is 60. So I can say sine of 60, all right, over Z equal to what? Okay, let's use the numbers again given to us. 80 over 20, doesn't matter, right? So let's use let's use 80 over 20 again, right? So let's use 80 let's use sine of 80. Oops. Sine of 80, and this sine of 80 over 20, right? When I do that, I get what? I get, again, multiply that across. I get, when I do that, this multiplication, this is going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to 20 sine of 60 over is going to be equal to z sine of 80. Okay. So if I solve for c, this is going to be equal to, c is equal to 20 sine of 60 over, again, sine of 80, right? And then, so 20 sine of 60 divided by sine of 80, and is equal to, 17.58. Right? So okay, so that is C, which in this case, in this triangle will have something like this. So basically, we'll have something like this. So here, in this case, will be 17.58, right? 17.58. Right? And this side right here, of course, we say that that side right here, which is kind of okay, so basically we will have right here 13.05, right? So this will be, now we have a triangle with all the sides that we needed, right? And also the interior angles, right? So that has been a quick review for the law of sciences, and probably in this video I will do a case where you have what's called it is another topic. Basically, it's a law of science, but it's called ambiguous case, where it is possible that you have two triangles inside of a given triangle. You will have two triangles inside of it. In other words, you will be able to have, if this number right here, if the number given with the number that you found is added together is less or equal to 180 degrees, then it's possible to have two triangles. right? So yeah. So basically, that's it's going to be the next case. In this case, we just review the basic of law of sines. Thank you for watching.